Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
And welcome
to
the Chaos Protocol.
Hello.
Sorry, hold on. I hear myself twice, but that's a me problem. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Chaos Protocol. I am so very, 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 very excited. You got the echo too? Fascinating. Well, it's fixed now. Sorry about that. Is it still echoing? Oh, wait. Can you hear me twice? All right, excellent. Hi, everyone. Let's just try that all again. Let's just go back into the past, vault back a few seconds, pretend you didn't see that. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Chaos Protocol. I am so excited to see your digital non-existent faces in the chat here on Transplanar RPG. If you don't know already, but I'm sure you do, we are an all-transgender, people of color-led actual play channel telling stories set in an original, non-colonial, anti-Orientalist multiverse. At this point, you're probably not wondering what the hell I'm doing here anymore because I've been here a few times this arc, but I'm going to tell you what we've got going on tonight anyway, just in case you were wondering. Tonight, we are hosting a special episode of the Chaos Protocol. What Will? What Will follows Strike Team Nova in the aftermath of their vault into Keseki's past. Use ! recap in chat if you need a quick reminder. Tonight's episode features Connie Chong as our GM, with players Val, Kai, Sam, and our guest for this evening, John. Tonight's special was recorded in advance and runs about 120 minutes with no break. That's about 2 hours, as is the nature of our specials. I also highly recommend staying until the very, very end of stream, because there might be a few surprises in order. Don't tell anyone that I fibbed, though. Finally, before we begin, I do have content warnings to share with all of you for this special episode. The Chaos Protocol is a dark fantasy actual play series that deals with content that may be triggering to some viewers. Content warnings for this special episode may include grief, mourning, death of loved ones, discussions of death of parents and children, fantasy violence, blood, body horror, ghosts, possession, fear, disreality, surrealism, cognitive impairment, apocalypse, climate collapse, extinction of animals, death of animals, complex relationships, classism, and youth in dangerous situations. No children will be actively harmed in this or any other Chaos episode, but as a fair warning, this episode deals candidly with the off-screen death of a child. As always, the Chaos Protocol is a story about grief and a story about love. They are intertwined and cannot be pulled apart. Without further ado, and I'm going to change my setting here so that this is a nice transition. I hope you all enjoy What Whale. We'll see you on the other side.
Fate has a presence that is radiant, sacred, glorious, and, despite her best efforts, lonely, suffering, grieving. Their aura exudes pressure beyond pressure, gravity beyond gravity. She is everything. All ecstasies, all sorrows, all wounds and foibles, tragedies and triumphs. They are the towering legend of an eternally faithful hero. They are the seething venom of a cruel monster. They are the desperate struggle of a broken mortal. Fate has a presence that you, as former agents of the Syndicate, are familiar with. A presence terrible and freeing, an apoplexy of brilliance, the infinite weaving of a tapestry in constant living motion. The presence of oblivion is nothing. Therein lies the contradiction. The harrowing paradox that should never have happened. Not now. Not then. Not when all of this began and when all of this will end. For in this moment, those whose futures did not slither backward through the throat of their pasts, who belong to a time yet unmauled by annihilation beget from mortal choice, whose stories have already happened and are supposed to keep happening. Azalis, Piera, Doxa, Dom. They see nothing. Not the undark halo that has swallowed the suns. Not the corona of void the size of a trillion lifetimes. Not the empty ocean, deeper than inertia and more limitless than space. They see not the circle, nor the wheel, nor the seed, nor the eye looming high above the lodestar, steading 8 inches, or miles, or light years away from the tops of your heads. And though their mortal limbs quiver, and their fulsome hearts pound, and sweat leaks from each shaking, shivering pore, their minds do not, cannot comprehend the para-ontological anomaly unfolding before their very eyes. Their bodies know that something is wrong. Their minds cannot grasp it. Their souls, which are also their futures, which are also their fates, are stuck in place until the choice is made. So when Azul, Piera, Doxa, and Dom look at this thing that should not be happening, at this wretched fucking heresy, they see nothing. Nothing at all. But Zainin, but Sayir, you see nothing. She's here. How do you witness her arrival? Let's start with you, Sayir.
with helplessness. The feeling of true futility before the void. And Sayer takes it on all in, void mirroring pupil. And all he can think about is the end, the emptiness, and that this is preceptual power that he is witnessing.
There is no escape, Sayer. You feel it in the part of you that is the truest side of your identity. Your calling, your soul, your blood. Red threads snapping. A form you call Father. This part of you, the part of you connected to doom, it vibrates with ontological knowledge in this moment as you gaze upon the end of all things. In this moment, it's become so clear to you, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that it is not fate the first, as you have been taught your entire life, but oblivion the first, and that nothing beats everything every time. Zynon, how do you witness her arrival?
The emergence of nothing burns through the sky, and Zynon sees that prayer paper that drew him here. The prayer paper from the Mayday missions that burned up above all of our eyes in the Syndicate. A sign of hope. He sees his Mayday mission, his futile call, burn away. And with it, finally, something he's been trying to learn for many missions now. Because it's what fate asked us to do. Oblivion is not the enemy anymore. He tried to tell it to LSSG. He tried to tell it to himself. It never really stuck, but here and now, the person who wanted to hunt Oblivion, to blame Oblivion, not only for the death of Keseki, but for countless endings in the journey. He doesn't experience the fear that he feels like he probably should. He just gets this overwhelming sense of finality creeping up on him, and all he can think is, no, 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 no. This isn't how it happened, not here.
The ghost of you, the soul of you, the profanity of you, reacts less with fear and more with this desperation, born from the knowledge of the finality. But the body of you, the flesh of you that you have not felt in so long, your body reacts with fear, as it should, trembling, sweating. The wetness leaking out of your pores, you can smell the fear off of your own skin. Your heart thumping, thumping, thumping beneath your sternum, blood leaping through your veins. This feeling, fear is close but not quite it. Terror is closer. But the closest way to describe this feeling would be a relentless, all-consuming dread. Instinct kicking in the face of something that is more than an apex predator. What do your mortal instincts scream for you to do in this moment?
We're right inside the door frame, and all he thinks is to grab everyone and crawl back inside, close the door. And we've done this before, Zynon Ash, and yet somehow that knowledge cannot stop him from wanting to recede with his whole family inside the store, bar it, and keep that ending out.
Seer, You sense movement on your periphery, a trembling of limbs. Zynon Esh, his body quivering, even as his eyes are locked on oblivion.
Sayer's hand is on patience. This was a mistake. This whole choice to come here was a mistake. One we can still take back. And so Sayer turns over to Zynon and says, Zy, we cannot remain here. We have to go.
You see a panicked face with eyes that haven't dilated with the fear as the eyes of a ghost look at you. It's thinking inside of a body that is sweating and trembling. An odd inconsistency to see, but also you can see the same incongruity inside of him. Because he does want to take everyone inside and save them, but in that same way, he wants to take this moment where Oblivion wasn't here yet, where we were all in the same place, where we could have done so much. We came here to change the future, to fix it. And you can see part of him knows that that's not possible anymore. But he hasn't figured out how to come to terms with it yet, and he just shakes his head. Not yet, not yet.
Zy, come on.
We gotta go inside. We got inside. Dom, how's it going?
Dom. Inside the steading, which you have not left, which you will not leave until you have learned a lesson that exists in a time no longer assured. You see nothing beyond the open door. A bodiless body, a mindless mind, a soulless soul. The shadow of the end is on your doorstep, but you cannot see the object that casts it. Why are you unable to move?
The answer to that is actually pretty simple. It's a feeling he's never felt before. It's a feeling that his older brother has told him before, the man who was much more inclined towards violence in the orderly way, the way his family expected. You get a sense for it, eventually. You get a sense for something coming, is what he was always told. And here, I think for the first time, Dom gets that feeling. There's the skin on the back of his neck crawls, the hairs on his arms stand up, and he knows. He doesn't know? There is something, nothing, something, not much, not a lot, quite a lot, very little. There aren't any words for it. There can't be words for it. It's a feeling. That's all it is. It's yours and not related at all to what's outside. What could be anything out there, but that feeling is how you respond. And that's where Dom is right now, just stuck in a feeling of, if I leave, if I move, something is going to see me and something is going to know that I am here. And I do not want that. But everyone he loves has already moved. And at the start of the lesson that it will take him a decade to finish learning, Dom takes 2 quick steps forward towards the door before Zynon even calls, as if there's something out there he wants to drag everyone back, and then it happens again. There's a second feeling, this one much closer, much more visceral, because there's nothing scarier than what you can't see in front of you, except what you can't see behind you. And in turning towards the door, he has turned away from the one person he was keeping an eye on.
Lumira, you are floating between a sanctuary and a tapestry. You are suspended in dust, in blood, in mist, in leaves. You are on the kitchen table of the Lodestar setting, and something very bad is happening to your body in the wake of a pain no mortal god, hero, or monster should ever have to experience. What does Dom see as he remembers that you are there, as he looks down at your body?
Dom hears it before he sees it. It's loud, it's gurgling, almost as if her body is trying to speak around endless pools of water. Her back is bowed almost unnaturally against the table. The sound that comes out of her mouth is inhuman, monstrous. It's the type of sound that reaches deep into your gut and pulls, shredding at the edges of your soul, because that is exactly what is happening to her. She starts thrashing as her chest expands and pulls, her limbs elongate. You start to see stardust? Gold? No, it's a mix. Golden ichor that glitters and glimmers in the light like stardust start to pour from every open orifice. Her eyes, her nose, her ears, her mouth. And she stretches and stretches. You start to hear bones crack. Limbs twist and turn in ways that are so distinctively unnatural it makes your stomach clench. And she just continues to stretch and scream as just more golden ichor pours out of her orifices, spilling off onto the table, onto the floor, pooling around the table. Her entire body is covered in it. She thrashes through it. She is being split from soul to her corporeal form.
In a voice this Steading hasn't heard since Silesia died. Dom yells through the front door, not even turns fully around to look, because as terrifying, as unnatural, as weird, and as wrong this is something he can look at and see what is happening. And over his shoulder, in a voice that nobody's heard in almost a year, I think, at this point. Zion and Ash, your friend is leaking Starlight, and her body's doing weird shit. Get the fuck in this door!
Lumira, as a healer, you understand the theory behind why a person's life might flash before their eyes in the moment of death. You have read the medical journals, the research papers, the peer-reviewed reports. You know the terms: neuropanic, hormonal release, cortical disinhibition, a flooded visual cortex. But there have always been two inconsistencies in the research that bothered you. The first is that not everyone who has near-death experiences sees their life flash before their eyes, and no one really knows why. The second is that there is a lack of conclusive evidence hints suggesting why this phenomenon happens in the first place. Is it the brain desperately sifting through life experiences to find something, anything that might save you from your end? Or is it merely a massive panic response, and the memories are a side effect of an overloaded circuitry? Whatever the answers are, I don't think you're ever gonna find out. Because this is not your life flashing before your eyes, Lumi. This is every life, everywhere, all at once. What was, what is, what will, what could have been, ripping through you, like a kid opening presents. Also, this isn't your death. Well, it is, but it's not just your death. It's your annihilation. It is Hair 1, 406 AT, the first day of the first month of the year, and Sen's presence is everywhere. You can hear it in the rabbit-sized hutias rustling through buttonwood shrubs. You can feel it in the chilly sea breeze blowing over your sun-kissed skin. You can smell it in the rich aroma of the revival stew the elders are finally ladling out 1 year after they began cooking it, a symbol of a new beginning. You can see them on the beach by the water. The thousand ghosts departing in the light of morning, translucent arms wrapped around their loved ones. There are so many people here, your people, smiling through tears, waving farewell to the ones they've lost. No, not waving farewell. They will see each other again, one day, when the Raven Queen leads the living back beyond the boundary waters of life and death into the ancestral world of the after. And then again, when the Fox King leads the dead back beyond those very same waters into the descendant world of the now, reborn into their sister realm as something entirely new. Until then, it is only when the veils between the now, the after, and the beyond grow thin that the living can embrace the dead. Here, in the rosy light of dawn on the heels of Adolin, the stars have not yet faded, and Yue-Yin has not yet traded places with her sister Galtengar. The moon, the silver moon, which you've always had an affinity for, is a sunlit seed in the sky. She is the only seed in the sky. There is no other. There never was. What could have been? Lucy. An office, lavish and grim, bloodied shrines with bloodied gods, a stone mural of an 8-headed beast, each more terrible than the last, grasping 16 deadly weapons in 16 deadly hands, fanning out behind the patron saint's head in a monstrous halo. You know why you're here, Lumira. What you did to Agent Amaru. His arm. Now that was some beautifully disgusting work. Withered into dust. Unhealable. My. I have to reprimand you at least a little bit. You understand? Or Artemis is never going to get off my case about my latest and greatest mentee. I hope you can forgive me.
I'm sorry.
You don't have to apologize. I will leave you with this. There is a time and a place for us to indulge the worst parts of ourselves. For if we don't, we might just lose who we've become and regress to our worst instincts. Do you understand?
Yeah. I'll be better next time, Lucy. I promise.
I don't want you to be better. I want you to understand the purpose and usage of fear. For you see, fear is the strongest venom of all, but it loses its potency with each strike. So don't be better. Be precise. Be intentional. Be the monster. My terrible girl. What could have been? Wu Yin. An office, spacious and bright. Sheer curtains billowing in a divine breeze, dense clouds of mist drifting along wooden floorboards, paper lanterns floating in midair all around you, lighting up the patron saint's face with an array of radiant colors. You know why you're here, Lumira. You know what you did to Agent Tamaru's arm. It's just not you, Lumira. I know you. You have a good heart. You want to save people. So do I. But saving people means being able to control our power, being able to direct it exactly as intended every time. There's no room for error. Not when lives are at stake. You know, I expect better from my favorite mentee.
I will be better, Wu Yin. I'm sorry.
I know you will be. And I know you're sorry. And that's what counts. You're powerful, Lumira. You have incredible potential for greatness. But the more power we have, the more responsibility we hold over not only our own lives, but the lives of others. Greatness, true greatness, means making the hard but necessary choices to create a better future for everyone, no matter the cost. So be the hero, my strong girl.
The hero.
What could have been? Sing. One of the 8,000 pieces of Eregnus, an oil-black blotch of pure hatred, lunges from the shadows as a razor-sharp lance and shoots toward Amerjin's heart. And Sing, as always, is the first to act. She sprints forward and throws herself in front of Amerjin. But it's too late. She's out of time. The lance goes through Amerjin's heart. Her eyes widen, and the scion of Sol, the heart of the wild sea, is dead before she hits the ground. What could have been? Sing. The axe of destruction hurtles across the white forge and cleaves into Sing's heart. Her eyes widen, and the chosen one is dead before she hits the ground. What could have been? Sing. Beneath an ancient archway, Rhododendron's hand spears through Sing's heart. Her eyes widen, and the chosen one is dead before she hits the ground. What could have been? Sing. In a dusty shootout on the Isthmus of Chisare, Azalis Raid's shotgun blasts through Sing's heart. Her eyes widen, and the chosen one is dead before she hits the ground. What could have been? Sing. In the twisting corridors of a suffering paradox, the gleaming horns of her brother lance through Sing's heart. Her eyes widen, and the chosen one is dead before she hits the ground. What could have been? Sing. In the surging slipstream of a timeless liminal, the sharpened claws of space itself splice through Sing's heart. Her eyes widen, and the chosen one is dead before she hits the ground. What will? Sing. Sing is 12, and their brother is gone, and so is their best friend. At first, they thought it was a prank, but it has gone on too long to be a prank, and their brother and their best friend are not cruel like that. Sing is in their bedroom, weeping softly into their hands. The patron saint of mortals sits beside them, comforting them. I don't get it. Where did they go? Why aren't they here? But Artemis does not have an answer. All she does is look up. At you.
This isn't how it happens.
What will? Amaru Hendrix. Amaru Hendrix snarls in pain, clutching at the arm that the Queen of Hungry Ghosts just mauled. Cove, shield raised, shouts over her shoulder, "Amaru, you good?" Yeah, I'm fine. I'll be okay. But then his heart convulses, his eyes widen, and he realizes, this damn thing has venom. Ash is beside him, instantly, hands glowing with harmonious sigils. There is a brief relief from the pain, but the healing symbols crack. The seething pain returns, and Ash's eyes widen in alarm. They try again, desperately, blood, sweat beading on their brow. But Amaru can sense it. Deep within his gut, he is a being of divinity, after all. He wields a calling of godhood, of angelic power, a calling that wards him from curse work and poisons of all kinds. For a venom to work at all against him, never mind this quickly, Amaru signs to Ash. It can't be healed. It needs an antidote. And he adds, with his best attempt at a brave smirk, or I need to have not been clawed in the first place. As Ash scrambles to devise a cure, as Cove and Naeem hold their own against the Ghost Queen, Amaru can feel his body beginning to go cold, his mind fading, his soul drifting farther and farther away toward that black seed in the distance, now growing closer, and Ash is trying. But it's not enough. They need a power that they simply don't have. They need someone that they've never met, someone who has never existed at all. They need you. Amaru Hendrix dies. What will? Naeem. Kenzo tries to talk to Naeem, tries to help him through it. The guilt, the grief. His efforts are appreciated, but he doesn't get through to them. No one ever has. Not in a real way. They can't. After all, only a ghost can truly understand the deepest pain and the brightest joys of a spirit caller. And there are no ghosts in the Syndicate. There never have been. And there never will be. So from the day that Naeem joins the Syndicate, to the day that he too is taken by Oblivion, he finds friendship, he finds love, he finds hope and grief and joy, but he doesn't ever find that connection, that soul-deep resonance that only someone he will never meet could have given him. What will? Anbu. Anbu doesn't know what's going on. Not really. The shuttle platform is loud and noisy and full of jostling elbows and smelly smoke. Her parents are scared and snappish. But finally, they get into the shuttle, which is dark and even more cramped and even more loud. And in the rush, her hand slips out of her father's grasp, and her father calls urgently, "Bugsy? Bugsy! Bug! Anbu!" I'm here, Anbu says, and she squeezes through a bunch of strangers' legs to reach her father's side. "Thank the stars," says her other father, and they hold her tight. As the shuttle doors close, cutting off a throng of shouting, panicked people, Anbu peers out of a grimy little window at the planet she's leaving behind. The only home she's ever known, now eaten by dust. What will? The lizard. Deep in a crevasse, where there is still water, a single, horned shingleback lizard, the size of a bus, curls her scaled form around the unmoving body of her last hatchling. She nuzzles him, sniffs him, cracks a rock between her jaws, and tries to feed him the paltry moisture that squeezes out. But he does not stir. He does not move. The lizard rests her weary head atop her hatchling, her stumpy tail, now shriveled and withered from a lack of food and water, coils in to form a protective embrace, and the lizard closes her eyes for the final time. What will? Selma Young. 2 years after she escapes Keseki, Selma Young is killed in a shootout, outnumbered 10-1. In the medical report, the coroner notes that Selma Young stood her ground for 8 minutes after the initial attack. Had someone else been with her that night, watched her back, she might have lived. But Selma Young always worked alone. What will? Datu. As the shuttle doors close, cutting off a throng of shouting, panicked people, Begun Dipti peers out of a grimy little window at the planet he's leaving behind, the only home he's ever known, now eaten by dust. What will? Tungal. It is Hair 1. 466 AT. The first day of the first month of the year, and Sen's presence is everywhere. You can hear it in the rabbit-sized hutias rustling through buttonwood shrubs. You can feel it in the chilly sea breeze blowing over your sun-kissed skin. You can smell it in the rich aroma of the revival stew the other elders are finally ladling out, 1 year after they began cooking it, a symbol of a new beginning. You can see them on the beach, by the water. The thousand ghosts departing in the light of morning, translucent arms wrapped around their loved ones. There are so many people here. Your people, smiling through tears, greeting the loved ones they have lost. Your mother is smiling at you, and you can almost feel her hands against the sides of your face. And Ife says, I am so proud of you, Starlight. You've grown into such a strong woman, but you'll always be a little girl in my eyes.
I may be a little girl in your eyes, but I am the chosen.
That you are, Starlight. That you are. I'll see you again next year.
I love you.
I love you too. And you can almost feel your mother's kiss on your forehead. And Lumira. Hundreds, thousands, trillions, an infinity of possible lifetimes, timelines, futures and pasts and presents flash through your mind in an instant that is also an eon. You understand what all of this means as it happens to you, what all of this is. It's the cost of your power. And what a power it is. The power to annihilate infinite lives, infinite choices. Because that's what will happen should you go through with this, Lumira. If you let them stay here, in the past, the future that you came from will be erased. And not just for Keseki, but for every future, on every world, across the entirety of the journey. And when time resumes, From this point forward, the past becomes the present, and the future is once again unknown. But, well, that's not entirely the case, is it? Because you're special, Lumi. You're a chronologist. And not just any chronologist. You're the chronologist that did this! Those timelines flashing before your eyes, right now. Some of those are possibilities, sure, but others are assurances. Glimpses into the future that will come to pass. Should you go through with this, of course. You know the rules. Your drifter taught them to you. Vaulting creates a paradox. Your future self destroys your past self. You don't fuse together. No. You don't displace your past self somewhere else. No, you annihilate them. They're gone, dead. You've killed them. And not just them. Everyone, everywhere, all at once. Oh, yes. And you'll die too. Of course. Because you contain the possibility for so many endings. You're a signal flare. And she's just answering the call. You know, the most impressive thing of all is that you chose to do this, even though you knew the costs. Because what he asked you?
What else was I supposed to do?
You could have made a different choice.
I had no other choice.
But you have free will. You're immortal. That's what you do. You choose. You've unbound yourself from fate's will, from the designs of the journey, from the syndicate. You have more free will than you've ever had. And all this power, all this death. What, because Zion and Esh asked you to? Are you still okay with this?
No.
No?
I've never been okay with it, but I've never seen him that desperate.
Well, this is still a choice you made. This is still the outcome of your
I
power.
don't need the reminder.
Well, I'm just trying to help you out because it's happening right now. You want to stop this?
Yes.
Okay. Well, go ahead, try to stop it.
You know I can't.
You're not even gonna try?
I would like to.
Well, then do it. Tell me, how do you try? How do you try to reach out across everything, everywhere, all at once and stop the infinite wheel from turning and turning and turning until everything collapses into itself? How do you do it, Lumira?
I don't know. All right, I don't know.
Well, you gotta try something. Because you're running out of time.
I'm supposed to have lots of it. I'm supposed to have lots of it.
You're supposed to have a lot of things. Supposed to. But it's not just supposed to, is it? It's never just been supposed to. It's also what you want to do. It's also what you choose to do. And right now, you're choosing to... What?
I didn't choose this.
Oh, but you did.
You think I wanted all of this on me? On my shoulders? No. I was trying to take care of somebody that I loved, to stop them from hurting. This is supposed to be a fix.
But now you know that it isn't. And now you know what the real consequences are. What the outcome will be, is assured to be if this keeps going, and we are continuing to run out of time. So regardless of how you feel about it, you should at least try to do something about it, right?
Yeah. Something. Everything is mumbled and jarbled right now, but she's trying to remember the Drifter's lesson. Funny that she's trying to remember it now, where she wasn't really heeding their warning previously, but that's neither here nor there. She did this before, she can do it again. And so she digs deep and pulls from that same space right behind her belly button, behind her birthmark, trying to pull that same feeling, pull that same thread that has always come so naturally, so easily to her previously. But that thread's not there.
Lumira, I need you to flip a coin for me.
God damn it, Connie, I fucking asked you if I needed the fucking coin or not. Asked you if I needed something, and you said no. See, you're the only motherfucker who needs one. And now here I am looking stupid with egg on my face, having to dig through my damn bag and find my fucking coin.
What if we kept this part in?
Do it. Fucking do it.
We should.
That's the greatest fucking thing I've ever heard. Holy crap.
Damn it. Where is it? Where's it at? Now I'm stressed.
Oh, there. I keep my dice on my desk out of fear of you, Connie Chung.
As you should. As you should. Never trust what I say in the pre-show.
You know what? You're right.
Especially with the frog mug.
Yeah, honestly, because that's when I know you're on some bullshit. Hold on, let me see if I can fucking find this thing. God damn it.
Just roll a regular dice and then do evens or odds.
Even out, yeah.
Okay.
No, it has to be a coin. It has to be a
God
coin.
damn it.
Fucking hell, Connie. Okay,
Why?
I have a
Does it
quarter
to be a
right
coin?
here.
Quarter's fine. Quarter's fine.
Quarter's fine. Okay.
You can flip it however you want. And just tell me if it's heads or tails.
Okay. Heads. I hate you.
Too little, too late. Zynon, the end is in front of you, and it is around you, and it is inside you. Bone deep, soul deep. How does the end of all things sit within your profane spirit?
Zynon has not yet remembered looking up at this immense nothingness. But the end has been inside of him this whole time. Artemis wove it with his spirit, dead under a tree that hasn't happened yet. It is throughout him, and somehow it is ill-fitting inside of this mortal body as the ghost itself feels a looming ending? But not like how Dom is experiencing an ending, the end that cannot be seen. Not like the strange, unknowable shape that the rest of Zynon's family is probably just looming, feeling. Even Zynon's mortal body is beginning to just bleed from the stress of it. But his ghost, there's a finality lingering in his mind, but it isn't this moment. Like the sense you get in your bones when a storm is coming. And then it rushes over him. Endings. It starts first with Sing. Deep in the loam of the wild sea. He saw a lance strike through her heart and an ending come for them. He missed an ending but felt it in his bones in the city of heaven, struck in the temple and carrying it with him. There was an ending there that feels incomplete. But the next one bubbling up from a bloody river, choking on Rebar. Sayr's ending, the one that Zynon barely saw. You didn't need to see it, to feel it here and now, because it is an ending, a finality. Sayre died that day. There are 1,000 endings in the dust, in the dirt, in the roots decaying deep below here on Keseki. And even in his dusty mortal body that isn't here in the spirit that wears it. There's endings echoing around and have been this whole time, and there is an ending inside the door. And he turns his head to look towards Lumira.
You hear Dom's voice grabbing your attention. You look in Lumira's direction, and Lumira, you are a glowing silhouette of pure golden starlight, distended, stretched, and cracked in unnatural, inhuman, monstrous, heroic positions. You lift up off of the table and levitate toward the end that you summoned, and the end that you summoned peels off of the journey and levitates toward you. All of you see this. The walls of the steading are both here and not here. The dimensions of reality are first in thirds, then fourths, eights, twos, and ones. Lumira, your soul eclipses the seed of annihilation. The seed of annihilation eclipses your soul. It is above you and around you, and now it is inside you. It slides over your torso, into your torso, and your birthmark lights up in dark, shattered light, piercing through the gold in lightning streaks of shadow. No. Void. Nothing at all. Your birthmark widens until it inverts around your body and collapses you into nothingness. And for a brief moment in time, a flat circle lingers in the air. No. A hole. A doorway. To a place beyond the journey. Darker than space, deeper than time. And the doorway starts to close. Sayre, flip a coin.
Why would you say that? Heads.
Tell me heads or tails. Heads. Okay. Sayre, the doorway is closing.
And just like his sister, no, actually, faster than she could have ever been, faster than he was to the rebar. Sayre acts first, as he runs straight towards the entrance of nothing.
As you hurtle toward the doorway to nowhere, really, how do you reach out toward it? How do you try to grab Lumira?
It is pure, unbridled instinct. As Sayre leaps forward, patience in hand, he swaps it out, grabs the corner of nothing by the hook of Patience's blade, as he goes, no, you fucking don't, no! And realizing that his blade is slipping with each power and force that he exerts upon nothing, he shoves his hand into nothing and holds it, pries it open on the opposite corner of his blade. And he goes, no! Ah!
Sayre, you got a heads earlier. Please flip another coin for me.
Tails.
Oh, that's good. There is a moment as your crescent blade lances forward, it misses the edge of the doorway. It starts to close even further, but then it's as though there's a movement, something guiding your blade toward the edge of it. It hooks in just in time. You're able to grab it, keep it open, and your other hand goes forward as well, prying that doorway open, keeping the hole from closing as you're shouting out loud, "No, no, no, no!" And patience on one side, your bare hand on the other. That bare hand holding the edge of the doorway begins to bleed. Bleed against the edge of oblivion. But instead of fountains of liquid red gushing from your palm, it is only a single red thread that leaks from between your fingers, that flows inward toward the doorway. And you recognize this thread, Seer. You recognize it intimately. It is the thread you and Lumira tied together in the Crimson River of Inferno. The thread that binds you to her, and her to you.
As he sees that thread come out of him in this moment, he thinks for a moment of hubris, hope. They mean the same thing right now. He tries to push himself a little further into the hole, as if following it, that's his beacon, that's his light, that is his anchor to her. But I can't, can I?
No, you can't. For through the hole, you see her. Lumira, you see her. Not just her face, not her starlit form. No, her body. Her mortal form, so far away, she's curled up in a fetal position. It's like she's in the distance, down the end of an endless tunnel. Or perhaps the bottom of a well. And you see her dark hair fanning outward in all directions around her, bleeding and blending into the nothingness. You really can't tell where Lumira ends, and the end begins. And with each passing moment, she's getting smaller and smaller and smaller, farther and farther away from you. And as you try your best to keep that gateway open, you feel it. A force locking horns with you, something ramming against your head, preventing you from going any further than you want to, than you need to. This force does not manifest in the physical realm. Dom, Azalis, Toxapira, they can't see this. Zain and Esh can't see this. Only you can see this. Only you can perceive this. And face to face, antlers locked like stags in the heat of a battle. Doom. You cannot recognize the face beyond what you have already glimpsed of him in the past. You barely recognize the silhouette. You can't piece out any details, but you know that it's them. And when they speak to you, it is not with a mouth or with a voice that comes out of midair. No, it comes from the radio, crackling, static against your body. And you hear, "Let her go. There is nothing for you here."
Shut up, shut up, shut up!
The fear in his voice, Seer, the fear that's been there this whole time, it is reaching a fever pitch. And Doom repeats, "Let her go. There is nothing for you here."
No, I will not let her go. Let me go, old man!
Let her go. There is nothing for you here. And you feel it, Seer. The force behind the fear. Because yes, there is terror, there is dread. Preceptual dread. Preceptual fear. But there's another reason an additional reason why Doom is doing this. He doesn't want you to be annihilated. He doesn't want you to be erased. And as those horns ram against yours, forcing you to stay in place, you know that this is Doom trying to protect you.
We can feel Sayer's mechanical cybernetic antlers begin to crack and bend against the mighty force of Doom. As Sayer buckles, we see his left knee buckle a little bit, his tail waver as Sayer presses forward, and he goes, "Can't. I won't. He watches as his precept bears down upon him. I will not let her go. That is not a choice I want to make. So if you're going to stop me, old man, then you're gonna have to fucking bite me."
And as your antlers continue to interlock, you, butting heads, locking horns with this most innate, interior, instinctual part of you, just like when the end was first pulled through the needle of time to come here. You feel a bone-deep, soul-deep, instinctual resonance and understanding, and alignment as that antler rams into yours. A knowing of what this all means. The gateway straining against patience on one end, and your bare hand on the other, Lumira moving farther and farther away from you, farther and farther away, alongside the future whence you came. And it is this part of you connected to Doom that resonates with this truth of the moment. The future is doomed. No, that is not the right word. The future is not doomed. It will be annihilated through a single mortal's choice and a single mortal's power. For if this gateway closes, the past becomes the present, and every future across every world across the journey, including the one you also came from, will be swallowed by oblivion. And so will Lumira.
No. And Sayer presses further back against Doom in this moment. He tries with his mortal body to push back, to challenge his father, as he stares them down with those bright eyes, with only one focus in his mind. Choice. This is not the choice I'm going to make. I am not letting anything stop me. Everything stop me. As he looks upon Doom's eyes with an understanding. An unnamed understanding. You are not a domain, are you?
You see your own bright blue eyes reflected at you through the face of Doom, and once again a voice crackles through the static. It begins as, "Let her go. There is nothing for you here." But the next time it speaks, the second time it speaks, in a duality, Doom's voice changes. But it also doesn't change at all. It reveals a dimension of itself that was there all along, hidden in plain sight, both from you and from itself. This version of Doom's voice is familiar to you. You recognize it instantly. It is a voice you've been hoping would speak to you for your entire life. A voice you've yearned to get the attention of for so long. And fate says, through the crackling static, "There is nothing for us here. But please, please, save her."
There's a moment in every book when you know the characters aren't paying attention to the story because they can't. They're in it, they're in the chapters, they're in the words. They can't see what's coming next. They don't have genre savvy, they don't have the awareness of what stories are. But that also means they never have to choose what you think. They never have to choose what you expect. And in that moment, face to face with God, Precept, Doom, Fate. Dom doesn't know these words. He never really ever will. That's not something he's ever meant to read. But he does know two things. He knows a conversation with a father who is disappointed, admonishing, different, doesn't understand the choices you want to make. And he understands the desperation of someone who has found something they want to cling to. And in another time, another place, in a year ago, a decade prior, there will be so many hands that reach out to him. And he's already taken one. He knows what that looks like. And from Sayir's periphery off to the right, there's a hand that goes on the wrist and pushes forward, pushing, helping, and keeping that wrist locked. Don't let go. Because regardless of what Dom feels is an ending, a start, a stop, pause, no. Pushing the recording so that it ends. Regardless of how he feels, you have to try something, right? And he reaches forward, and it's driftwood. It's a stick in a river. It's a marker in a flood. And this grave marker that Dom helped repair, helped fix, brought in to fix later and paint when this weird day that couldn't get any weirder finally ended, shoves into the space right by a hole he can't see, into a nothing that's not there, into someone who's being pulled away, into someone who's already gone. It's not clear, it's not certain. There's a image of something happening, and he can't quite wrap his head around it. But that grave marker slides into the space where something that makes up a journey is. He doesn't know it's touching, he doesn't know it's there. That's not space, it's not real, it's not there, but there's an interweave of a marker planted in what Dom will never know is the forehead of Doom. And Dom says, "Don't let go. You grab that and you hold the fuck on."
And this man looks back at you. This young man who, in this moment of your intervention, pries his face away from his own father to look at you. And as you give him everything in this moment, he grabs onto the butt of that blood-stained grave marker. And we can feel and hear the cybernetic antlers bend further and further as he's buckling and buckling. And in this moment, Sayir clasps onto the butt of that grave marker. And all he says to you is, "Yes, sir." And he grabs onto it using the tension against Doom's own antlers and pries that entrance open a little while longer. A stronger grip, greater than what his bare hands could have done for him.
That's exactly correct, Sayer. Because until this moment, this gateway, despite all of your strength, had been slowly creeping shut. Against the side of patience, yes, but especially against your bare hand, it slows at the same rate, closing, like a camera's eye about to wink. But then there's that piece of shrapnel, that grave marker that had been impaled through Lumira's calf and is now still dripping with her blood. And in your hand, something happens to it as you hear the voice of fate. Your father? This double-layered voice, this piece of you that is also your calling. How does Sorna's grave marker transform?
In this moment, Sayer realizes multiple truths at once. The first is that he is the child of everything, in the truest sense. The second, his teacher had taught him the power to defy set choices, to make his own choice. She taught that to him first. Choose. And the final truth, that one is never complete without the other. And as Sayer presses down against patience, in his other hand, this wooden stake rattles and shifts and breaks and snaps, and we see dark leather wrappings with beautiful trim birth a hooked blade bathed in red blood and golden starlight. Violence emerges in his hands. The broken, shattered twin, the one who was cursed by the Forge God, has been reforged in his hand, marked by everything. The Son of Doom creates.
And with violence reforged on one end of the gateway and patience against the other, you are able to stop, if only for a fragment of a moment in time, the inevitable closing of this gateway. It takes every fiber of your being, both fighting against your father, your maker, and against the inevitability of the end itself. But you do it in this brief moment that is also an infinity. Zeinen. There are endings all around you. Your own. You see a flash of it underneath a nearby tree, subsumed by a dust that has not yet arrived. Your body collapses against the trunk. But there's something else. That's not just the ending. Something comes after it. Something came after it, didn't it? And this new beginning had been called Artemis, the patron saint of mortals, infusing you with profanity, with a strip of that ending that now looms in front of you, reviving you, bringing you anew. And Piera, next to you, frozen in place, face uncomprehending, one hand out alongside Ozzel's to keep Doxa safe behind them both. Piera, you look at her and you also see her ending. Her walking away from the front porch of a homestead, bathed in dust, vanishing into the apocalypse. never to be seen again. But that's not entirely true either, is it? For you did see her again, her bullets around Dom's neck. A Dom that does not yet exist in this moment. That, too, is a new beginning. That, too, is a carrying of her into the future in a way that matters. Sing as well. You think of the lance through her heart, of the leaves burning around her, of her form crumpling to the ground. You remember what it felt like to drive the butt of your rifle against the remnants, the corpse of the thing that did it to her. But there was something else too. A hand reaching downward to her. The most beautiful and handsome person you've ever seen. No, not a person. Oblivion. Guiding Sing gently toward somewhere new. And Sayir, too, being impaled in the gushing current of the red river of Inferno, his own life gasping out of his body, his undeath being unmade. But there was a new life that came for him too, wasn't there? A new beginning as well, Lumira. Her fangs sinking into his skin, weaving and threading their fates, their futures, their own choices together. Reviving him. Not dissimilar to how Artemis had revived you. Lumira! Her ending is right in front of you. You, as Sayir does, see her at the end of that undark pool, that unbright gateway, the other side of that door. You see her curled up, hair fanning out, ending somewhere, and nothing beginning at the edges of it, too. This is her ending. But whether or not she has a new beginning, you feel it. That choice. The weight of it. It's yours, too. For you see not just Lumira coiled up at the bottom of that timeless, spaceless well, that not tunnel, but the future that she carries with her. And you know if that gateway closes, it too will close the option on that future, and you and Sayir will be stuck here in the past. Not as your past selves. No, you see Sayir, he's grown. He's an adult. This is not the child Sayir from 10 years ago, and though you are in your flesh body, you are not the Zynon from 10 years ago either. You are the Zynon from the future, from the present, stuck in the past. There is no other way that this can unfold. There is no other way that this can go. You see Sayir straining. You see Lumira waiting. You feel the weight of the endings around you, and you see the possibilities of the new beginnings. What do you do?
When he finally sees Lumira and Starlight stuck out close by, up there and nowhere, and that feeling that washes over him, her ending. He came here looking for endings, and as he sees her, he begins to weigh the options, because he is only surrounded by people that he loves. She is only one Lumira. And as he does, he sees endings upon endings, and listen to them. The Esh. Endings come. This one has already happened. Listen.
Sayir snaps into your direction. Zion, listen to me. Listen to me. You asked me before we vaulted to listen to the omens, to let the omen speaker speak. If we remain here, every second we remain here, we lose Lumira. And every second we lose Lumira, we lose the future. And Zion, I mean everyone. Everything. Every life. Every single one of them. We will send to complete and utter annihilation. We will destroy them. We will destroy her.
And maybe for the first time, as long as you've known him, Zidon Esh does what Seir asks for. And he listens. His eyes cut straight from that void that you are prying open with all of your strength. Impressive. Impossible. And they go straight into your blue eyes. And he hears every word. And he hears the ask, the impossible ask that he made of you. The terrible weight of it, because the weight of the words that you give him is impossibly heavy for him. He has to choose between two impossible things. He can still feel his family in the room next to him, uneasy, uncertain, and unable to wrap their existences around this particular shred in the journey. But also, you, Seir. You sweating so incredibly hard-working to make sure that Nova survives the day. Diligent, kind, and caring. A drawing that Zaina kept on his phone of all of us on the wild sea. A promise that he would listen. He didn't before, and here he is now. Finally. And with your words also, that thread that he can't even see that comes from you and ties straight to Lumira, who is nowhere. She is also everything to him. And so are you. But so is Doxa, and Dom, and Azalis, and Pyrrha, and Kesiki, and this place, this farm, this steading, the dust that hasn't even come yet. But you're telling him that one Lumira, one very high impossible cost to save everyone in the garden in the future, for this plan, this idea that he had to go and save the shuttle before it was disassembled, that cost is not just one Lumira. That it's Sing dying alone in the wild sea. That it's Ro and Tavash, maybe fighting each other to the death. That maybe it's all the Scions falling to ruin in the wild sea, and the city of heaven being inflicted with the devouring all over again. That it's Naeem being alone. She's not just one Lumira, and that's already too high to pay. And his heart breaks as he looks at you and takes in your words and listens.
And it's more than just Lumira, Zion. It is everything. It is every world we saved. It is Yinghe, staying the monster in Jerquang. It is the Wild Sea, is the city of heaven. It is Inferno. And Sinon, it's me. I can't save Lumira. I swear to everything, if you do not take this choice that I am opening for you, that I am making for you, that I'm jumping in there myself, I will not remain here. My future, it matters, Sinon. I matter, Sinon. And I will not continue my existence without Lumira and without being Sing's brother. I am her moon, Sinon. And I will make this choice again and again and again. So tell me, old man, finally addressed to you, what choice will you make?
Sinon, you know, in your heart of hearts, that even if it was just Lumira, even if that was the entirety of the cost, there is always the guarantee of incredible grief and incredible love, no matter the path you take in the journey. But one of those choices in front of you right now will inflict so much grief onto the world and erase so much love that has already been proven to exist, that you have already experienced yourself. That is what you would lose alongside
Why
her.
do I have that power? No one person should have that power. And he looks through the hole into nothing, into nowhere. He looks on the faces of Seer, his family. He blamed Oblivion for the death of Kaseki. And finally finding Oblivion and handing it over to fate would have felt like, well, he told himself it was fair. But the truth is, that's just what Oblivion is. And it wasn't even Oblivion that did it. But he blamed Oblivion nonetheless, and he thought, why would any one entity be allowed to have that power? Guess what, Sinon Esh? It's not just one Lumira, and it is your choice to jump through that hole.
No one should have that power. But you asked it of me. Why?
Because I thought you can do anything. Even the impossible.
At the cost of me? Of everything?
She's right. It's not just the cost of Lumira. It's the cost of everything. Because not even the precepts have this kind of power. Oblivion was called here by the impact of Chronergy. And the precepts, you know this as a former agent of the Syndicate. It's in the handbook. You know that they are laws of reality. They are the governing architecture of the journey. And the journey... How many times have you heard fate say this? The journey was made to be experienced. Not in the past. The past is the journey that has already happened. The journey was made to be experienced in the future you continually create. The future we call the present. The one you weave together. So what will you weave, Zeinan? What will you choose to create?
Finally, you see her. Zeinan nods. A characteristically quiet acknowledgement. But there's a promise in it. Because he's going to only turn his back on you one more time, Seer. And then he is going to make good on this promise. And Zeinan stands resigned to the truth. The end that he is running from. The end that he is running from has already happened. And as he sees Azalisa's face, 2 eyes, the thing that he was missing earlier in the market was the scar across their missing eye. To have a conversation about the ending that already happened, of the grief that it ties them intrinsically together forever in the journey. And listen to them. Listen to what they want. And he sees Dom, ever the strong one, holding too much, even here, when everything was perfect, keeping us together because we're just a bunch of knuckleheads. And in the future, it's like the lack of cooking has a smell that is ever present and noxious. Sorry that you needed us knuckleheads. But that ending's already been written. Alright. Seer, I gotta do something first.
You will have. He says this so gently. The same voice he gives Lumira, Yinghe, Bug, Sing. It's love. So I think you maybe realize this truly now, Zeinan. Seir has always loved you. Always. You will have as much time as my antlers can fucking withstand. Ain't that right, old man? As he turns back to do.
Lumira. There is nothing around you. No light, no darkness, no warmth, no cold. You're floating in a void. No. No, you're not floating. Floating requires a body. A lack of gravity. Yes, there is a lack. But not even the concept of gravity exists here. There is simply nothing here. But it's almost a relief. There's no pain anymore either. No suffering. The only thing you can kind of sense, kind of feel, perceive, in an ephemeral way, as though it's already a half-forgotten dream, is a red thread, thin, frayed, connecting you to something, somewhere. But whatever it connects you to is certainly not nothing.
It's Sayer.
You know it intrinsically. Even now, half-forgotten, ephemeral, you can sense their bond to you. But with each passing moment, that bond grows fainter and fainter, dimmer and dimmer. This is the end, Lumira. You're dead.
I know that. I feel that. Intrinsically, this is the end. I've been an agent of trans for long enough. I've been under fate long enough to know intrinsically what this is. Did I expect it to feel like this? No. But I still know. I've gone too far. There's no coming back from this. Oblivion and time have touched. And I'm the byproduct of that. So I sit in this weightless chamber. The different bits of me that have disapparated and are sitting wherever they sit in this endless void. Two things become true. I'm realizing that my hubris may have gotten the best of me. May have is very liberal. And the second realization is that I have once again made the exact same mistake. And this time, I won't be able to undo it.
There is a voice that's not just your own thoughts. A voice from within you, beyond you, next to you, also in this place, this nothing place, this empty. You know this voice intimately. You both hear it and you don't hear it. And Sing says, Lumira? Is that you?
Sing.
An image surfaces in your mind. A messy mane of white hair, a pair of antlers, flowing robes, and a face. Her face you haven't seen in months, You still can't see it. Not really. Oh, the details in this not place are so fuzzy, but you do remember, conjure, witness now the eyes. Bright, vivid, pink, faded. It's really you. No. I don't want to have seen you here.
It is what it is, baby girl.
This isn't what I wanted for you. This isn't the ending I wanted for you. This isn't the ending I wanted for any of you. Not for me either. I want you to keep going, Lumira. I want you to keep living. I want you to have a future. I want all of you to have a future.
I think I fucked that up. No, don't
And
laugh.
that
It's
laugh.
serious.
You haven't heard that laugh in so long, but it's like you just heard it yesterday. No, it's good. It's good. It's so empty in here. There's nothing here. Feeling anything is really nice. Actually, it gets really disorienting in here after a while. The only thing I could actually feel until you got here was, well, you, but not here. There, outside of here. And Zynon, and Sayer. Artemis, too. I feel all of you. Because you still carry me, don't you? Somewhere inside of each of you. And
We still love you. Sing.
I can feel it. I really can. That's selfishly part of why I want you to keep going. Because I can feel it in here. It's one of the only things I can feel.
I'm sorry I ruined this.
No. No, Lumira, you didn't ruin this. You didn't
Yes,
ruin
I
anything.
did. I did.
No.
No, you
No,
don't
you
understand. Everything, everywhere. I was trying to. And she sits back for a second. She's trying to articulate all of these words, all of these feelings. Because she understands that this is her end. And she's spent a lifetime bottling things, compartmentalizing, holding things back because she thought she had time, because she thought that things would be best, because she thought she knew what was best. But she's realizing now that she doesn't. She held on to so much only for this to come of it. She loves Zynon with everything that she has. She wanted to fix this because she knew how much it meant to him. But she wasn't ready. And because she wasn't ready, this was the outcome. And she gets that, wildly enough. She's logical enough, right, to understand that and to feel that and to see that. Does it make it any easier? No. But she understands it. And for the first time, she can ever remotely even feel like being in this space and nothing. With Sing, it's the freest she's ever felt. Free from expectations, free from emotions, free from pain, free from everything, even joy. It's all nothing now. So it's just there. So she takes that and runs with it. If this is where I'm going to be forever, there's no holding back now. It just is what it is. So she looks at Sing. I thought my power could fix everything. I couldn't fix losing you, but maybe I could fix something else. She looks down at her hands. Her memory filling in the spaces of her corporeal form that is not physically there in the space itself. I love too hard. I loved you with everything that I had in me, and it broke me. I loved Sinon, and it ended me. And her voice breaks at this realization. I love Sayir. Truly. Deeply. And I came here without ever saying anything. Just like you. And now I have to carry that. Everything ends with me. What we know, what we love, all of it. And me being blinded. Hubristic. Everything. I let it get till here. I lost the two people that I love the most in this world. And I let it happen. Because I was too scared. Scared to hold you, to hold them. Scared to carry something that I thought was too much. Scared to carry something that I thought no one else could bear. And she shakes herself, wipes her face. It's all water under the bridge now.
Lumira. There was so much I wish I could have done, too. So many things I wish I had the chance to say. But I didn't. Not until it was too late. How things ended with Sayer and Zynon. He told me about her, about Doxa, and with you. The best time to say I love you is now. The second best time is never.
I love you.
I love you too. But you're wrong about one thing, Lumira. We're not stuck in here forever. At least, we're not supposed to be. This isn't even supposed to happen, I don't think. Us being able to talk to each other like this. I've been here a while. Watching the souls come through the gateway. And sometimes, if they're bright and full of regret like you, I'll get to talk to them for a while, but eventually they all fade. They just go. They stop responding and they're gone. But you haven't faded yet. You've been here for a while. Something's keeping you here.
I feel them. Still. It's faint and bleeding. Every second I'm here, I feel it getting dimmer. I saved Sayer. And I don't know what happened. But I was bound. And he saved me.
I know. I saw it. I felt it.
I saved him too. I think that's what that is. I feel him, but not really.
He's so stubborn.
He won't let go because I know that's just how he is.
Yes, that is how he is. I miss him so much.
He misses you too. We all do.
I can feel it. Every
I
time.
hope you do.
I'm the same way here, Lumi. I'm stuck on something. I don't know what exactly. When I died, Shepard took my hand. She took me to the door. The same one you fell through. But was on the other side.
What?
Told me to wait here, so I've been waiting here.
Wait, what?
I
Who
don't
told
think-
you? You... What?
They told me to wait here.
Sing, baby, I can't.
I don't think I could leave here even if I wanted to. Lumira, wait, there's something behind you.
What?
I think it's him. Zynon. You know what you have to do. But first, there's something you have to take care of.
You can make a decision. And he has. It already was so hard. But Seir was right, and that feeling, that knowledge of what Lumira did just to get them here finally sinks all the way in. Zynon doesn't use magic, but he can understand the cost. And honestly, he doesn't understand what magic really is. But the decision, informed and asked for by Seir, has been made. The weight of actually enacting it is a different story entirely. And first he looks to Azal and Dom. And he wants to say the perfect thing, but that thing doesn't exist yet. That's for later. And he just walks to Azal, takes them in from head to toe, their handsome face. Perfect memory that he's dreamt of 1,000 times. And to Dom, the worry line's already creasing his face from all of this. I gotta do something. He puts a hand on both of them and is already turning to Pyrrha. But that softness that he had for the future of Azal and Dom does not exist, because Pyrrha isn't where we're going. And he sees her fiery beauty. Even if it's somehow dulled by the ever-presence of oblivion. And, this ain't gonna be easy. And he looks to Pyrrha and finally squares up to her. I'll be seeing you in the stars.
Pyrrha, whose mortal form shimmers with sweat, and you see that one of those beads of sweat rolling down the side of their freckled face is crimson, bright crimson, and it branches off in the direction of an X at the bottom of her jaw before leaking down past her neck. But when you speak, it's like for a second it cuts through the haze of this impossibility of witnessing nothing. And she turns and looks at you. Those pinpoints of her own kind of void. A full one, a warm one. Those pupils fix onto you. And there is a moment of genuine surprise at the emotion in your voice, at the depth of it. And her face softens in that rare way she only reveals when she's really drunk or feeling really sappy. And then she firms up her face again, but you can still see a smile at the corner of her mouth. And she says to you, "Asshole, I'll see you tomorrow." And though it's
right.
Pyrrha being Pyrrha, and simply responding to the reality of her world, you know she's right. And you know what she says is true, and more than just the way she meant it. You will see her tomorrow. You carry her with you always.
And it's a balm over a wound that Zynon has been letting bleed out all over Nova the entire time we've been in the Apis Fuyumi system. Because her ending has already happened. And the thing he has to do next needed to hear that. Because that ending hasn't happened yet for her. It won't for a little while. The dust will still come to Keseki. Not just because of this choice, even if we had made a different one and shattered the future. Zynon's hope to come back here was never going to save Keseki. Not really. And tomorrow morning, this fool farm boy will wake up. Probably knock knees with her next to her at the table around breakfast. And that'll be the story that continues until it stops. Until her ending. I love you, Lit.
Love you too, farm boy. Getting all soft on me.
Yeah. And he turns. He leaves that love that will be here tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow, and he will die with it buried in his chest. Because he's got one absolutely vital goodbye that must happen. And as he tries to will his feet, these mortal living feet, to walk across the floorboards of his home, there is a goodbye in the creak of his boots. There is a goodbye in the smell of food cooking. And he looks for the strength for one last goodbye. And he sees, neatly stacked, in all of the things that she had removed from the dining table when Lumira came crashing in with Seir, Doxa had set aside some of the seeds from the harvest. And real hope. Cheeky, imperfect, maybe impossible hope blooms in Zynon Ash's chest. And he finds strength. Hey, Sprout, will you come help me with something?
Doxa, who had been crouched behind Pira and Ozzel, their legs, too scared to look at the nothing in front of them all, easily turns her face away from it, meets your eyes, and a small but ready and willing smile comes across her. Okay, Pa.
And he goes to those seeds. You know that slick under the doorway? Only your hands are small enough to reach.
Mm-hmm. Wait, am I in trouble?
No. Will you go open that for me?
Okay. And Doxa goes to the exact place you're referencing, a crack in the floorboards that indeed only her smaller and more slender hands are able to slip between. She squats down and wriggles it up and shifts it slightly open.
And he hands Doxa his sprout. This bag of seeds. Will you tuck this in there for me? for later.
Sure thing, Pa. She takes the seeds. You can hear them rustling against the small pouch, the satchel, and she very carefully, very studiously, and seriously slips it between that crack, makes sure it's somewhere safe that a critter couldn't get to, and slides the floorboard back into place.
And Sinan crouches down the same way he did not long ago, to look her straight in the eyes. The words that come from his mouth are just love. Love that does not end here. Love that only she needs to hear. And that he needs to say to her. That it is not the goodbye that Sinan Esh needs to say for his future self. And when he is done speaking, leaned into his daughter, that he will love past the end of the journey. The same place his other daughter is now. Not hers. Sinan's ghost, inhabiting his mortal body, stands up, wills itself out of a mortal man that he has been possessing since we arrived here in this time. Because his ghost, like all ghosts, knows the way to oblivion. And as he rises, his body stays crouched, holding his daughter's hand, because he will see her tomorrow. And he turns to his family, his new family, the one whose story hasn't ended yet. And he'll be damned if he lets it.
As a ghost, Sinan, you feel them now. The other ones, the other ghosts that you have always carried with you. And as this spirit self steps out of your mortal form, your past body holding Doxa, you turn and you sense Doxa, the ghost girl, waiting for you in the future. Next to Piera, next to Ija, next to Sorna, calling this version of you home. And though there is past and present and future, you know there is no old or new family. There is no family that just was or just is. There's just love.
Sinan turns to Space Seer. A shadow next to him. No, a void. But there ought to be a shadow next to him. There will be again. And on the face of this ghost seer, there is gratitude etched in every place of it, because you are showing strength beyond strength and love beyond love, not only for Lumira, but for Sinan. In all of his flawed choices, in all of his grief and heartbreak. And he steps towards this hole that you have held open. And he sees deep inside, like the bottom of a well, fire. No. No. Starlight. But Firefly's leading him where the stars go. Where every spirit goes. Like the ones he burnt up in the city of heaven. Like the ones he released just a few months ago here at the steading. He sees Lumira floating out there. Bright, beautiful, like she is at the very bottom of the deepest ocean. And she's in luck, because ghosts don't need to breathe. And he's just going where he knows he must. But she bought him this moment, this chance. Because even though his ghost walks away, his mortal hands can still feel his daughter in his hands. He got to smell Dom's cooking. Really, his cooking. Hear his family bickering over nothing, the smell of Raptor's nuts whose oil's still on his mortal hands. He got to walk in the shoes of the man that he wanted to be again for over a decade. But now it's time to turn his head and look to the future. But he will never forget this, Lumira. Not ever. Not just because of the cost that you were willing to pay. Because this too is love. And as he steps purposefully, not feeling the creak of the floorboards anymore because ghosts don't weigh anything except they weigh so much. Heavy. Sad. No. Grief-stricken. Zainan Esh, the ghost, is grief-stricken as he passes through the Lodestar steading, but grief too is love. Love beyond love. Because Doxa up at the stars is still his daughter. And Seir, you watch a ghost pass through a doorway.
Get a cowboy.
And Zainan, you cross the threshold. You enter the empty. You step from past to present to future. Hello, everyone, and thank you all so much for tuning in to our Arc 4 special. But Will, let's do some much deserved introductions for our entire amazing cast, starting with our incredible guest star for the evening, John.
Hi. Hello. God, that was great. Hi, I'm John, aka Ryan. I once again got the pleasure to be a different but the same. I hope you all, like me, got to enjoy just sitting here and getting emotionally devastated for the better part of 2 to 3 hours. I don't actually know how long this is going to be cut, so good luck. But it's been so much fun. There's an assignment here, and I do not have the memory or brain for it, so I'm going to pass it on to Val.
Hello, everyone. I'm Valiant Dorian. I use he him his pronouns, so you can find me all across the internet at Valiant Dorian or at Alta Spirit Bear. Please enjoy that lovely treasure I just set you on. And tonight, I have the distinct pleasure of playing Seir, son of everything. He uses he, they pronouns. And yeah, just keep an eye out on my stuff while I set it on over to Space Cowboy of the Hour. Go on, little farm boy.
Hi everyone, I'm Kai. You can find me everywhere as Estella Vimladris. And tonight I had the distinct pleasure of playing Zanin Esh. A man who knows grief. Sam?
Hello, everyone. I am Sam Star, using she, they, and the occasional fae pronouns. And you can catch me all across the interwebs, more specifically where the butterflies do fly blue, at Lust for Life X. And I have had the distinct pleasure continuously of playing our favoriteest baby girl, Lumira. Boss?
Hell yeah, it's me, boss. I'm Connie, you know who I am. I do the thing. Moving on to actual outro announcements, we are very, very, very psyched and excited to be nearing the end of Arc 4. Can you believe it? But this Pride Month still has a little bit juice left to go, because as of you watching this, we've got about another week left of Pride Month, and then it's over. But the Pride never stops. What, like 3 days or something? I don't know. It's like just a few days, but whatever. Either way, we are going to be back next week. That's going to be Saturday, July 4th. Is that right? Yeah, we are. Okay, Saturday, July 4th at 8 p.m. US Eastern Time on Twitch and YouTube Live for the next installment of the Chaos Protocol. In the meantime, this is the last Saturday of Pride Month, and we invite all of you to check out the final leg of the programming for La Beja's Ball, a Pride Month streamathon hosted by our friends over at Batty Bards. We're very delighted and proud to be sponsoring a piece of their programming, and again, their final event is streaming tomorrow, Sunday, June 28th. Additionally, you can support our show by joining our Patreon, joining and participating in our Discord server, making fan works if you are so inspired, posting about Transplaner on Blue Sky, Instagram, or Tumblr, rating our podcast, buying merch from our merch store, and most importantly, telling someone else about the channel. Your friends, your family, your homoerotic enemy, all of the past, present, future, and possible versions of yourself, your soulmate who's inside of the nothing plane, your brother I guess I'm switching the POV character here. Your brother who is realizing his true identity, his true lineage and parentage and calling. Your father figure who is going through a lot and is growing as a person and learning what it means to be a ghost and live in grief and love. And of course, the guy who would have been like an uncle to you, most likely, had you gotten the chance to know him, who I'm sure would have made the most bomb fucking omelets. Tell him about that as well. But most importantly, you gotta tell your parakeet. And you gotta tell... Thank you so much, Transplaners. We're gonna see you next Saturday, July 4th at 8 p.m. US Eastern Time, right here on Twitch and YouTube Live for our next stream. And in the meantime, Pisho! Today is an odd day for the Lodestar Steading. There was the matter of the strangers, of course, a couple of folks who showed up needing help, so you helped them. And then there was the matter of Zynon and Ozzel rushing home on their raptors a bit earlier than expected from the city, and then a scuffle of some kind, maybe a fight, whatever it was. The house is a damn mess now. And that's what matters. At least, that's what matters the most to Piera, who is grumbling as she's sweeping up the living room rather half-heartedly, clutching the broom like a deadly weapon, and shouting at the general space around her, "I keep telling ya, we gotta stop drinking before these damn job planning meetings."
Zynon from the doorway holds Doxa's hand and kind of looks around. All right, you know what we gotta do. And he looks down at Doxa. all that, and he points to just the mess around the kitchen table at this point.
There's a pause, and Doxa looks up at you, like, very annoyed and a little bit like, do I really have to? And she kind of gets out the words, do I really have to, Pa? I feel like I've been cleaning and tidying up a lot today already.
Since when? I'll help you. Come on.
All right.
Dom emerges from the kitchen, wiping his hands on a towel after he's finished mostly cooking at this point, and goes, actually, no. Doxa, you get a treat today, Wildcard. You get to help me pound Drakeberry Mochi today, because your pa needs to learn a lesson that if he's gonna meet up with strangers on a job and cause problems, he better fucking tell us first.
Oh, so I'm not allowed to cause problems anymore? Good luck with that.
No, you're allowed to cause problems, but if he comes back here like this, I would like to know ahead of time so I can clear my schedule for cleaning.
I want to pound mochi. I'm gonna go pound mochi with Da. Okay, Pa?
Yeah, go on. Just,
Do that again,
make
I'm
sure
gonna
it's
punch
that...
you in the face. Do that again, I will punch you in the face. And John says as he like.
Hey, why don't you punch him in the face right now? I'd like to see that.
You're closer.
I'd like to see Wise Guy put Clock Farm Boy in the face. I'd pay good cred for that.
Yeah. And Zynon, with a grin, turns to deal with the mess around the dining room table. He looks at the list of babysitters and crumples it up and throws it over his shoulder. It probably hits Pira.
Hey! Damn it! And Pira sweeps that up as well. And is gathering a really large pile of dust and refuse and just general mess and shattered stuff in the middle of the living room floor and is grumbling to herself. And Ozzel, who has very intentionally flew under the radar of having to dirty their hands with work this entire time, they kind of chirp up from one corner of the room and they go, well, listen, it wouldn't really be a day back here without something going wrong. It would almost feel like a bad omen if everything went perfectly.
Yeah, it would.
And also leans into you at that Zynon, a bit more privately, but you can hear this from where you're standing, Dom. And they say, look, all the strangeness from earlier, just, if you need to talk about Sorna, you can talk to any one of us about that, right?
And Zynon's blissful obliviousness turns into softness. Yeah. And he sits down on the bench with just fork in his hand. Dirty, left there from breakfast. Yeah, maybe it's time.
Also moves to sit down next to you, but then before they can, Pira swoops in and slides the brunt of the broom underneath Ozzel's seat, and Pira goes, your turn, gorgeous.
You're gonna break that thing.
Fine. And they take it and mutter under their breath, I really thought I was gonna get away with not having to sweep this time, but I suppose not. And they start taking over for Pira, and Pira takes Ozzel's seat and sits down next to you. You can hear from the kitchen a very loud series of bang, 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 bang. Like surprisingly loud, given how small Doxa is.
Y'all bringing down the house in there?
Just about.
Wildcard's doing great. Pira, I know you're sitting down where Ozzel was. Come in here and get some plates.
I can't get one goddamn second of fucking rest. And Pira gets up and goes into the kitchen.
Sit down. I'll go.
Why, thank you. Such a gentleman. And they shoot like a look at Ozzel, saying, I wish more people would just offer me their seat more frequently of their own free will. As she sits down as you get up, Zynon. And as you go into
Sorna's kitchen.
It's full of delicious cooking, the smell of various different plates and cuisines bubbling. Dom, what's the general scent that's billowing up and filling this room with good vibrations?
Oh man, it's like chili oil, and I think it's been a weird day, and Dom isn't the kind of person who's going to sit down at the bench and tell you, if you need to talk about your dead ma, we can. But he was cooking something else when Zynon rushed home, and there's been a few more plates added, and it's all the things Sorna would, and all of her favorite, all of the staples. And he's never going to say that, but when Zynon walks in the kitchen and clocks it, he just nods. Goes back to being like, hey, okay, watch the hands, wildcard.
Done. Record time.
And like he would in this kitchen, since he was shorter than Doxa, he goes and grabs a little bit of food off of one of the plates, barehanded.
Yeah. Your pa's a
Doxa
bad
sees-
example.
Sees her pod doing it, and then does the exact same thing, like snatches the exact same like piece of food off.
Dom looks at this plate that was so meticulously arranged and is now a mess for him. And she goes, screw it, it's a weird day, what the hell? Grabs the plate. Silver tongue, Firefly, come grab some.
There's some hooting from Piera, and thank God, from Osel as they put the broom down. Very disinterested in having to keep sweeping. And all of you kind of come in and start ambulating about the kitchen, trying not to trip over each other. Dox is running around. Their hands are stained with drakeberry juice from the mochi pounding that they're very busily wiping off on the front of their shirt, and they kind of like wipe it off on a rag and a little bit on Piera's skirt. And Piera's letting out a hey! And Ozo's chuckling at everything, and there's just commotion and love and joy and family and connection here. And amidst all of the hustle and bustle, all of the love and joy and warmth filling this kitchen, we pan down from where all of you are ambulating and talking to each other and crowding in the kitchen, down back into the living room, where we pan to one of the cracks in the wooden floorboards. And down through the crack where we see a hole of light filtering in through a slightly grimy window. It lights up a satchel of seeds tucked there underneath the lodestar steady, waiting for the future to come.